Hi, Chuck Teeter here at the Headwaters Science Center with our 3:30 Daily STEM show. And today we're going to do something really simple. I mean, I've messed around with chemicals and magnets and things like that every now and then, but today we want to do something that just has to do with the human mind. You know, science and engineering and all those things are very much about thinking, about how we use our brains. And we get an opportunity to observe how people use their brains with one of the most popular things on our exhibit floor, which are puzzles. We have some puzzles out there, and I've got a couple of puzzles up here today. And one of the things I like to do when I see somebody trying to solve a puzzle, I don't want people to feel pressured out there on the exhibit floor. So I'm a little reluctant to ask them, but I would really like to ask them, why did you do that? Why did you try to solve it that way? Why did you try to solve it that way? What were you thinking when you did that? And now I'm going to take that opportunity because I've got some people here, and I think maybe I can get a couple of them to volunteer. And I'm going to ask them to solve puzzles. I'm going to give them 30 seconds each to try to solve a puzzle, or at least start solving a puzzle, and see how they approach it and what they do with it. And when they do that, Spencer here, handling the camera, is going to be taking a picture of your hands when you do this. These are manual puzzles. Okay? Now the first puzzle I've got is this. Okay? And how many of these nails can you balance on the head of that nail so that they don't touch anything else and they stay there? Not touching wood, not touching sides of the nail or anything like that. Just by themselves. How many can you do? And the next puzzle is somewhat simpler. I've got 10 pieces here. And a square. The goal of the puzzle is to place all these 10 pieces inside the square so that they pretty closely, I mean it's not laser precise, but so they pretty closely fill the square without going outside the lines, and they all fit inside here. So of course we know what a square is. A square is a geometrical figure with 4 corners, all at right angles, and 2 sides parallel, 2 sides parallel. But these are not that shape. So that's the simple, those are the simple puzzles we're doing. And who would like to volunteer to give it a shot? See, all the kids are volunteering. I want the grown-ups to volunteer. You can get your shot, get a shot in a little while, okay? But I want, would you volunteer, sir?
All right, yeah, sure, yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. What's your name, sir?
Adam.
Adam?
Yeah.
Adam, this
Adam.
is Adam.
Hi.
This
Hi,
is,
Internet.
This is Adam, okay? And what I want you to do
All right.
is take these pieces and try to fill this square as nearly as possible.
All right.
I'm watching the clock here.
I don't know.
And can we see what he's
Does
doing?
that count? No.
Can you see?
Do I have to get closer?
Yeah, that doesn't count because you're outside the lines and you've got spaces that haven't filled.
What is a square, though?
And
All right. Let's...
we should have music in the background.
Under a lot of pressure here.
Da,
Seems
da,
like...
da, da,
Yeah.
da, da, da. Oh, well, that doesn't count. Because... Anyway, you've had a minute.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Seemed like longer. Seemed
And-
like forever.
Okay, thanks very much. Let's have a hand for Adam here. Who did not succeed. Okay?
I mean,
Now,
it was a square.
I'm going to ask you about it in a little bit. Would you volunteer, please? And your name is?
Randy.
Randy? Let's have Randy come up. Okay, we're going to mix all these up. Come around here. And now you can see that on the screen what he was doing, right?
Yep.
You see his hands clearly and see the pieces clearly.
At least you got a square.
I know, right?
I'm like, oh
Now the
gosh.
pressure's on,
Yeah,
yeah.
seriously.
Okay. Now, would you please give it a try? Right? We're going to start at, wait a minute. Now, remember, The pieces are supposed to fill this space entirely and have nothing hanging out outside the lines. All right? And we'll start in 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh my goodness.
Now, I see similarities between the way these two volunteers are approaching the problem.
Oh goodness.
And I'm not going to give them any hints. But do you notice they're doing the same things? They got this problem here, they're going to try to solve it. But they're doing the same thing. And it's not working.
Thanks for that. That's encouraging.
Well, I think the reason is that when people try this, they're starting from the same premise. There's a set in their head, there's a mindset that they're thinking. And as long as they're thinking within that mindset, we got a problem here. Oh, you know what? You've had over a minute.
Oh, wonderful.
Let's have a hand for Randy here.
Okay.
Can we get one more person up here that will try this? Would you like to try it?
Yeah.
Okay, come on, what's your name?
Quinn.
Quinn? Quinn, give it a shot. Okay, and go.
Come on, Quinn, you got this.
And you know what? We made the same first move that the first two people did. And I've already said that won't work. So you see there's a problem here. The point being that to solve this, you've got to get out of your mindset. There have been monumental cases in the history of science in which people had a certain mindset, and then somebody came along and said, you know what, that's not true. Galileo, Isaac Newton. The list could go on, but people had a certain mindset and they thought, well, obviously it's like this. And it wasn't. Solving a problem sometimes involves, or making a discovery, or developing a new idea, making an advance involves getting out of your mindset and realizing there's other factors here that I should focus on, not what I'm assuming in my mind. And you know what? You're way over a minute. Let's have a hand. Yay! Okay, now, come on back up, please. I'm
Okay.
going to give you a hint.
I know. I've got an idea.
Okay, but I'm going to give you one hint. I'm not sure. What's your idea? What's your idea?
I feel like starting out I was too symmetrical, trying to do everything square, and that you should not do that. That you should make it odd angles and things that don't line up.
Okay, now here's the clue I'm going to give you. What you need to do is find a combination of the sides of these that matches that length.
Oh,
Because you're going to have a figure with 4 equal sides, you have to be able to have a combination of sides of these match that length. And for some people, it drives them nuts on this puzzle. Okay, sorry, here, more pieces. Right now, I'm really rooting for him because he's just about got it. He's just about solved it. Yep. But still, that old mindset is hanging him up. So close, so close! Almost! Gosh, you just had it right there in front of you.
I don't know.
Almost, almost! Oh my gosh, he's so close, it's driving me crazy.
It's very frustrating.
But,
It's.
oh, wait, okay, and?
I mean, it seems like it's just right there. I don't know. You might have to help me.
So close, so oh.
Nope. All right.
Went down the rabbit hole.
Warm, cold.
Warm. You're out of time. Okay. Very close. Okay. Now, do you have any more ideas? Now, you've been observing this. You got any ideas?
I'll
Give it a try. Come on up.
All right.
This is Amber. It's Amber. Have Amber come give us a try. Okay. Mix them all up. And okay, one more contestant here.
All right, so
You weren't watching close enough.
I wasn't.
No.
Story of my life.
I'm glad other people have that problem. That's the story of my life, not watching close enough. See, now, here, going back to the same old pattern. And you almost had it. You had it right there in front of you and almost got it. It was like, you know, like a sneeze. It doesn't quite come to a sneeze, you know?
I had another hour.
Actually, probably if you had another 30 seconds, you probably would have got it.
Is that in or no? Oh, it's in.
This is interesting. But it's not going to work.
I think I got close but no cigar, kiddo.
So,
Okay, time's up. Let's have a hand for Ember. You were right. You were right that what I see everybody doing is lining up these pieces so that right angles match right angles, or so that one side is at right angles with the side of this, because you got into your mind a square has 4 right angles. This is what, I'm not sure how it went in your mind, but this is how I imagine it going in other people's minds. It has 4 right angles, and I have to make right angles for this somewhere, sometime. Even if I don't at one point, you have to go back to making right angles, which is what you did for a minute. Did you want to try it?
No.
Got an idea?
No,
Okay.
good.
So, it's a square, and you're trying to fill a square, but making right angles is not the nature of the solution, not the nature of the problem. You have to make a combination of sides that pretty much match the length of that line. Oops, not that way, this way. Even I get turned around because it took me a long time to solve this. I finally got it. Like I say, it's not laser precise, but and like that. This. Like this. That. And like that.
Oh my gosh.
And no pieces, sides at right angles to the sides of the square. And you were so close, you were almost right there. And you had this piece, and you almost put it in there, but then you flipped it around like that to make a right angle.
yeah.
Getting rid of an assumption, getting rid of the mindset that, you know, associate these right angles and square corners with what you have to do to solve it is the key to solving this problem. Now here's something else. Does anybody want to take a shot at balancing all these nails, or as many of them as you can on here? Have you might have seen this before. You know how to do it? And I would never have gotten this in a million years. A guy that I know who used to be part of a team called the Wizards from Wisconsin, 2 physics professors from the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee, used to come over here a lot, and we toured high schools wasn't doing science programs under the auspices of the Science Museum of Minnesota. And he had this one out one day and said, see what you can do with that. and I had no idea. I was baffled, and then he did it, and I went, oh, mind boggled. Let's see what you can do.
Wait, is this okay or no?
Anything you want to try, as long as it isn't dangerous.
Ah, okay.
Now, I've done this before on one of our STEM shows. So if you've been watching faithfully, you've seen this, but if you haven't, this might be new for you. You know, back in the 17th century, people had the idea that a heavy object falls faster than a lighter object.
Which is technically true.
And no, it's not. They're both accelerated toward the center of the Earth at the exact same velocity, exact same acceleration. Now, some objects might have more wind resistance, air resistance, you know, as they fall through the air. But if you take a tube, we used to do this, we would take a tube and evacuate the air out of it, and we drop a feather and a dime at the same time, and see which one hits the bottom first. The feather and the dime follow exactly the same rates and hit at the same time. But it seemed counterintuitive. Okay, thank you very much. Anybody else want to give it a try? Got an idea? You got an idea? Come on up.
Yeah,
You-
I don't
I
really
had
get
my
one.
eyes dilated, so wearing these sunglasses. You know, I had it.
Not a problem.
Should I go into this?
Yeah, it'd be easier to come over
Okay.
here.
Oh, I thought they were square nails. They're round nails?
They're round nails.
Oh,
See, that's what you get for having gone to the eye doctor.
no kidding. Ay, ay, ay.
It does require a little bit of manual dexterity. Anybody have got an idea of this? And here's a big hint. It involves using,
Two nails?
Put them all together at the bottom,
It's-
on top of each other, overlap, and then up and set it on top of it.
Yeah, I
Come on up.
started to remember that.
give it a try.
You do it.
Okay,
I
now
remember that, but I
it
forgot.
involves using the shape of the nails themselves.
No, it's not. That doesn't seem like it's gonna work. Because they're not as flat of fins as
But
I
you
thought they
got,
were.
you're on the right track. You're on the right track. Do you have an idea?
That was just laying them on their sides like a log cabin, just to crisscross.
Oh, that's a thought.
With one in the middle.
No, it's not that. I remember a magic trick being like that, but I forgot how you do it.
See, now, this is great because you guys are on the right track, but there's a certain way to do it that works and other ways don't work very well.
I'm on the doesn't work very well.
Well, no, but,
So
but
far.
trying to set up a structure using the nail's characteristics to put it on there, that's the way to do it. And that's amazing. Thanks. You guys are good thinkers.
Anything saying? Well, I guess it wouldn't be flat. So I need a tall side on this side. So it's level. You have an idea, Cash?
No, it's just remember that they have to be sideways.
Okay, tell you
All
what.
right, someone else just try.
Oh, you got.
Can you see this? You go like this. And like this. A little space in the middle. Now I'm kind of clumsy fingered, so I might not do this as well as some people.
Oh, kind of like the house roof.
Just have the one nail at the bottom.
Uh-huh.
Or no?
There's one nail at the bottom. You line the rest of these up, and they're kind of hard to control sometimes. But you use the shape of the nail and the characteristics of the materials.
Missing one shot.
I don't care. Let's see if I can make this work.
That's what I was remembering.
I'm pretty clumsy sometimes, but
Wow.
and that's the kind of thing that approaches engineering. We would do that. Anyway, thank you very much for participating. And the point being that you just want to encourage people to kind of get out of their mindset a little bit and work their way out beyond the assumptions we have in our daily lives when you look at things, and take a fresh look and see, you know, maybe see things differently. Thanks very much. We do these 3:30 STEM shows every day, and I hope you'll